Hello.
Then, now,
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever,
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 18, I believe, of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for Raw for August the 5th, 2024. We are 6 episodes away from SummerSlam, so we've got 2 more Raws, 2 more ECWs, and 2 more SmackDowns before we get there. And tonight, we have our main event, which is going to be Becky Lynch against Bianca Belair. We also have a 6-man tag team match following the closing angle of last week's show between Dijak and Path of the Dragon against Jeff Jarrett, Cameron Grimes, and Carlito of Planet Prime. We have Trick Williams against Damian Priest, and a 6-woman tag team match, Stephanie Vaquer, Sol Ruca, and Zoe Stark against Tiffany Stratton, Mariah May, and Anne-Marie Porter, and a whole lot more. So, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into tonight's show. We kick off with a quick segment. Bronson Steiner, making his way into the arena when he's stopped by Triple H. And Triple H is like, listen, over the last few weeks, you've been a little bit, he goes, say it, out of control. And Bronson just starts laughing and he goes, yeah, that's the aim. You can't control me, not you, not Batista. I'm glad your little friend put himself up for a sacrifice at SummerSlam. And if I were you, I'd be looking for his replacement pretty damn sharp, because he ain't going to be able to walk. He goes, funny you say that, because I'm going to need you to leave. But he goes, excuse me? Somebody goes, listen, Batista, Dave, he's not here tonight, and we don't want this SummerSlam match being put in jeopardy, but if you step out of line again, we'll have no choice but to suspend you once again, without pay, so your match at SummerSlam would be off. So it's either you come in, and you be a well-behaved employee, or you go home. Bronson just laughs and goes, always protecting those close to you. Typical Hunter. You're exactly how my uncle described you. Then he just walks away and leaves. Triple H just laughs and goes, good luck, kid. You're going to need to fix that attitude if you want to get to the top. And then open with Cody. The actual show opens with Cody coming out. So, Baltimore, what do you guys want to talk about? Last week, I came out to this ring, and Chad Gable, Mr. Money in the Bank, came to the ring, and he looked at me eye to eye, and said some things to my face that, quite frankly, maybe I needed to hear. I didn't expect, of all people, Chad Gable to be the voice of reason to me, because I don't really need a voice of reason, but he had his concerns, the same as Seth Rollins did, about my opponent for SummerSlam, that being CM Punk. Now, as I said last week, Punk and I, we go way back. We've got a great history. Punk actually took me under his wing back in OVW when I was first getting signed here in WWE. So part of who I am today is because of lessons I learned working with Punk all those years back, 20 years ago in OVW. So, if Punk is going to be what Chad Gable says he is, that's not the CM Punk I know. So, Punk, if you're back there, bring your ass out to the ring, and let's talk man to man. CM Punk's music hits, but he doesn't come out. Cody sort of starts scratching his head, sort of looks confused, and he goes, huh. It appears that for the second week in a row, CM Punk is not here tonight. No matter. I know you're a busy guy, Punk, because, you took up a lot of hobbies and interests in the 7 years you spent away from this industry, so I expect you to be busy keeping hold of them, even though you're back now. But that's the difference between you and I, Punk, is I have no other outside interests. This is all I've got. This is my life. If I wasn't going to show up to Monday Night Raw, you're damn well right I've got a good reason. Like when Gunther beat me to hell for 60 minutes 2 days before the show I needed to get tested by medical. Every other week, week in, week out, I stand here as the WWE Champion, the man that you claimed that you wanted to be. All those years ago when you used to moan about being walked over by part-timers. Could it be that maybe CM Punk isn't all he's cracked out to be? Could Chad Gable and Seth Rollins, could they be right about CM Punk? Well, I'd ask you to your face, but you're apparently too busy to show up to work. Part of being the WWE Champion is living the champion lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, it's taken a hell of a lot out of me since I first won this championship at WrestleMania last year. But it's part of why we do this. And if you don't want to come out here and work every single night, then you're just a hypocrite, Punk. You're one of those guys who wants to sit back there, work one day a month and film vignettes, while I'm out here busting my ass as the WWE Champion. Don't get me wrong, Punk, I still like you, and I still respect you. But please, take a look in the goddamn mirror. And Cody leaves. So yeah, that took a turn. You know, we've been all buddy-buddy between Cody and Punk up until now. But this is the second week in a row Punk has just ghosted Cody Rhodes. And that's apparently got under his skin. So, yeah, now we're throwing jabs in there. You know, let's see if Punk's going to... I'll spoil it, he is here next week. But, yeah. Cody, not too happy with Punk's antics. We then cut backstage. We see Chad Gable just stood in the hallway. And he's clapping. He's laughing along. You know, Ogogo's holding his briefcase. And he goes, "You see that, Anthony? You see that right there? I told you it was all worth it. You were back here last week saying, Chad, no. There's no point. Don't bother going out there to speak to Cody Rhodes. He won't want to hear it from you. I got him to crack. See, everybody now realizes who CM Punk truly is, and I'm the man who helped expose that. Now, I believe our work here is done this evening. We're not on the tap to have a match tonight. So let's get out of here." And then they just walk off and leave the building. When the sort of camera sort of like pans to the left. And like, it's a doctor's office there. And the door opens and out steps Lyra Valkyria. And she's like, "Yeah, thank you so much." She's sort of like smiling as she walks down the hallway. When Becky sort of sneaks up behind her and goes, "Bird girl!" And she's like, makes her jump. And goes, "Ah, what? What do you want, Becky?" Because I was, where have you been? You know, you've been gone for a while. She goes, "Yeah, I had a back injury. I'm sure you know. You were there when it happened." Becky goes, "Oh, yeah, right. You know, how's that holding up, actually?" She goes, "Well, if you must know, I just had to go speak to the doctor right now, and they are saying that I'm cleared to compete." Becky goes, "Great." He sort of like sheepishly looks around and goes, "Have you seen Kelly?" He goes, "No, I've just got here. I'm going to go see her in a minute in the women's locker room." He goes, "Yeah, probably best you don't do that." Becky goes, "Oh, really? Why?" Becky goes, "Because, when you were away, me and her, we sort of, had a falling out." Lyra goes, "Well, you didn't have a falling out. She never liked you." Becky goes, "We had a falling out. Anyway, Bird Girl, since our partnership was so successful and you are still such a soft, delightful little mold that I can turn into my next art piece, I actually have a great idea." Lyra goes, "Oh, do tell." She goes, "Well, at Evolution, I actually won 2 matches. Okay, first of all, I beat your tag team partner, Killer Kelly, so I'm clearly better than she is. And I won a Battle Royal to win a tag team championship match at SummerSlam." Lyra goes, "Oh, cool, yeah. So who's your partner?" But he goes, "That's actually why I'm here, Lyra. Bird Girl, sorry. Do you want to help me become the tag team champions at SummerSlam?" And Lyra just rolls her eyes and goes, "What you mean to say is, do I want to be your tag team partner at SummerSlam?" But he goes, whatever." Lyra goes, "I've just got back here. You're already bombarding me with questions. You know, I just need to relax. You know, I'll get back to you by the end of the night." But he goes, "I'm actually in the main event tonight. You know, main event X, big time. So it's sort of a big deal. So, yeah. Just a heads up." And she leaves. But yeah, Lyra's back. It's funny because the injury she initially got, the game said she was going to be out for over a year. And then I did the surgery in 2020, which took it down to like 3 months. And then when I converted the databases over, it let me do surgery again, which took it down even further. So, like, the injury that the game initially gave her that was going to keep her out of action for like a year, only kept her out of action for like a month and a half. So, we move, but she's back here now, and Becky has already jumped on her and gone, hey, you know, be my partner. Semi-non-rated opener. That's pretty good considering some of the parts in this match, i.e. Carlito and Jeff Jarrett. But yeah, it is the babyface team, Path of the Dragon and Dijak defeating Planet Prime. Akira Tozawa pins Carlito with a diving senton in 10 minutes and 6. 81 for Humberto, 75 for Tozawa, 81 for Dijak, 63 for Cameron Grimes, 46 for Jeff Jarrett, and a 42 for Carlito. After the match, Dijak does take the mic. And he says, Christian, you made the biggest mistake of your career back at King of the Ring. For all those months, I served as your right hand of justice, knowing that entire time what I was doing wasn't justice, it was just an ego trip by a washed-up has-been. But I did it because I didn't know any better. But I never was given the respect I needed. You did everything that you could to shut me down and silence me. Because you knew that at any given moment I could eclipse you and take you out. And now you're parading around here with your new son, Dominic Mysterio, a new little lapdog who'll fall in line for you. That's not Dijak. Now get your ass out here and accept my challenge. Me and you, one-on-one, at SummerSlam. Christian comes out. Goes, whoa there, buddy. First of all, as much as we may not get along right now, family drama is always so petty, and I have to say it is great to see my oldest son living and breathing after I thought he perished. Now, as for your little comments, Dijak, you were a nobody. How many failed attempts at being a WWE superstar did you get before you landed with me? Okay, let's be real, Dijak. If I didn't take you under my wing as my son, you would probably been fired and on your ass on the independents. But you're not. You actually wrestled pay-per-view main events for the WWE Championship because of me. You were Intercontinental Champion because of me. Dijak goes, oh, now you want to credit me. Now you want to credit me as the Intercontinental Champion. Now you know I'm about to beat your ass. You're going to give me the respect I deserve because I remember when I was the Intercontinental Champion, you were parading around like you owned it. Christian goes, look, from one father to another, I'm trying so hard to be the best father I can be to my little Dom and to you, and I'd have to say that I'm sorry, you know. Emotions got the better of me, and I accidentally put my hands on my son. Come home, Dijak. You don't have to be like this. Dijak goes, come home? You were never home to me. I was merely an employee of yours. Even if you wanted to do this fake-ass bullcrap about me being your son and us being family, you never treated me like that. And at SummerSlam, accept my challenge, and I'll treat you like the piece of crap that you actually are. Christian goes, whoa, slow your roll, buddy. SummerSlam is like 2 weeks away. We got a whole ass episode of Running Night Raw to get through right now, and I don't really think I'm gonna get my hands dirty at SummerSlam with my forgotten son. My son who's now up for adoption, you know, going to the highest bidder. Without him earning it. I'm not gonna waste my time getting in the ring with a loser like you. So here's what's going down, Dijak. You want me, Christian, at SummerSlam? Next week, you beat my youngest son, brother versus brother, for the first time since Jimmy and Jay. Dijak and Dominic next week. And if you can defeat my youngest son, Dirty Dom, then I'll face you at SummerSlam. Dijak laughs and goes, great, the chance to kick both your heads off in the span of a week. I look forward to it. And Dominic's all just like looking shocked, going, what are you doing that for? But yeah, Dominic next week. If he beats Dominic, he gets Christian. Here's a segment. Kathy Kelly says, my guest at this time, Seth Rollins. And Seth walks into frame. She goes, Seth, last week you put quite the whooping on Giovanni Vinci of Imperium. And you took that steel chair and you unloaded on Vinci, and he's out of action right now because of it. Seth goes, Kathy, throughout my career I've been a lot of things. I've been, the fan favorite hero, I've been the villain, but I've always been real with myself. Last week, as much as Imperium may be getting on my nerves right now and Gunther's ominous challenges to me, what happened last week was out of line. And what I did to Giovanni Vinci, that wasn't me. I wasn't in the right headspace last week, because there's things on this damn company right now that are really getting to me. Kathy goes, what, like CM Punk? So just sort of glares across her. That's right, all of a sudden, who walks in but the new inaugural WWE Speed champion, Javon Evans. And he goes, hey, Seth. Seth goes, can I help you, kid? And he goes, yeah, I just wanted to come around and introduce myself, Javon Evans. I'm the new WWE Speed champion. And, becoming a champion, Triple H invited me to Raw here tonight, to get a look at the scenery, because I've clearly got a bright future in WWE, 20 years old, champion already. Seth just laughs and goes, yeah, that is a bright future, kid. I've heard a lot about you, They call you the young OG, and I want to see what that's all about. Last week, I sort of got in over my head and laid out an enemy. But tonight, I'm going to extend the olive branch out to you. If you want the chance to spotlight yourself here on Monday Night Raw, I'm going to give you the opportunity of a lifetime to dance with Seth freaking Rollins. And Javon Evans is like, well, yeah, I'll wrestle you, Seth. It's like, yeah, bit of a random match, but I like it. Seth Rollins and Javon Evans later on tonight. We then cut back to the My Wrestling Academia hospital. Dio and Manny check up on Saray again. And she's asleep. And then, Dio sort of walks up to him and goes, I don't even know if we should wake her up, because what if we wake her up and she goes, demon mode. Manny goes, you're being... Oh, come on, I'll do it. And he sort of, shakes her lightly and goes, Saray, wake up. Then he aggressively shakes her and she does wake up. She goes, Manny, hello. And she goes, hi. How you feeling this week? She goes, I want to go. And Manny goes, we told you you can't. Because, the thing. And Saray sort of, laughs and goes, that won't be a problem. And Manny sort of looks confused and goes, what do you mean? And Saray goes, Dio, drinks. And Dio leaves to go get some drinks. And then she, pulls Manny closer. Whispers in his ear. And he sort of, his eyes start bulging out of his head. He sort of turns and goes, what do you mean you got her? She goes, I got her. He goes, what? And she goes, she's not a problem anymore. She's gone. She was just a big nightmare. Manny goes, I don't know what that means. Do you mean that she won't be an issue anymore? That you're back to normal? And she sort of shrugs and goes, I think so. Manny goes, well, that's great. That's obviously great. But I still need to double check if we can let you out. And then Manny does leave. And then we just lean the camera back on Saray. She does. Her eyes get all fucking dark and spooky. And then she does leave through the window. Because, she's taking care of Wendy Chu, because I made a mistake and Wendy Chu is now gone. But I guess she's now the Super Demon Lord. I'll try and find someone else to team with her at some point. But, yes, for now, she sort of, I guess, murdered Wendy Chu in her sleep. Excuse me? That does say 87. For Tatum Paxley versus Maki Ito. Alrighty then. Yeah. Tatum and Maki have a match. A fucking absolute banger of a match, apparently. Tatum does win 11:58 with the Pax Plex. And while not official, this is sort of like a Liberty Championship, qualifier. 70 for Tatum, 82 for Maki. And yeah, she defeats Maki Ito in the best singles match she's probably ever had. And wild. And after the match, she does take the mic. And she just starts laughing into the mic and she goes, "You thought I was going to let our baby girl walk away? Mommy, she's busy with that ECW championship. But I'll take this one. We'll keep this one. Little Candice, little Sasha, keep your grubby hands off!" And she takes the belt and walks through the crowd with it. Triple H is then seen on his phone in the locker room, in his office even. He goes, "Great, I'll get that all finalized, and we'll announce it next week right here on Monday Night Raw, the host of SummerSlam." And he hangs up, and then Ora Mensa and Montez Ford walk in, and he goes, "Boss, I need a word. Last week, me and Ora, we were chatting, and we really think that Montez Ford is a megastar here on Monday Night Raw, and I need, to showcase my talents here tonight, to remind the world who the goddamn hell I am, a former world champion, former Mr. Money in the Bank. I beat Seth Rollins first round in the King of the Ring." So he goes, "Yeah, Tez, we know we appreciate everything you do around here, but tonight's show is already booked." He goes, "Huh? Come on, you can't find any room for me, of all people?" So he goes, "No, we've got all our matches set here right now." And he sort of points at the sheet. He goes, "What's that? Orange Cassidy versus Buddy Murphy." So he goes, "Yeah, both guys in your spotlight right now, so I figured sticking them out there and wrestling each other would be a great way to, spotlight both men." Montez Ford goes, "You're booking Montez Ford? You're not booking Montez Ford, but you're booking Orange Cassidy and Buddy Murphy?" And Ornamento's like, "This is a goddamn disgrace, boss. You need to make room for Montez Ford, or he'll make room for himself, because he will not be denied any longer." And he leaves the room. So he goes, "Well, maybe next week, kid." 81 rated match. Not as good as Tatum Paxley and Maki Ito, but we move. Seth and Javon, just a nice little showcase match for Javon after he won the belt. He's not officially on Raw yet, he's still a Velocity guy. I just wanted to bring him over because I thought... basically, I wanted Seth Rollins to have a match and there was nobody else on Raw I wanted him to beat. So, that's the reason this happened. And yeah, Seth does defeat Javon Evans with a curb stomp in 13:26. 88 for Seth, 69 for Javon. After the match, Javon gets to his feet, Seth Rollins gets to his feet and sort of looks across at him. He shakes his hand. Obviously Javon shakes his hand back. When Gunther's music hits and he stands on the stage, Gunther just goes, "Bravo, Seth. You have truly found your calling here on Monday Night Raw. Helping the new kid find his feet in WWE. The Ring General, that's not what I do. See, you hurt poor Vinci's hell match last week. He can't even step into a ring." And he's on crutches. He goes, "And Imperium is a family. Imperium fight together." Seth goes, "Oh really? Fight together? Is that why 2 weeks ago it was these two cronies of yours jumping me in the back while you were nowhere to be seen, licking your wounds after your ass tapped out in Mexico?" Gunther goes, "Aye, that was a sign of weakness. We all have signs of weakness. You know damn well, Seth Rollins, you are not perfect. Because you have taken a lot of defeats recently, including at the Clash at the Castle, when you cost me the chance to be WWE Champion. I haven't forgotten that night, Seth. And you and I, we never had a one-on-one match in this ring to settle the score." Seth goes, "Oh, yeah. Okay, I was kind of busy, trying to kick cancers out of this locker room while you were too busy getting title shots and blowing them. Okay, some Ring General." Gunther goes, "I see you're talking back to me. You must feel confident. Beating a rookie and maiming Giovanni gave you the confidence you need to feel like a big tough guy again, huh? When it was just last week, Triple H had to come put his arm around your shoulder and convince you and your crybaby ass that everything was gonna be okay, and you didn't need emotional support when, quite frankly, Seth, you do. You know what's funny? I see you in this ring right now, groveling like a little bitch. I see your wife walking around here, losing her goddamn mind. And I'm wondering if what I'm hearing and seeing is true. Poor little Rue. And Seth, that's enough. He smacks Gunnar in the face. He goes, This was one thing when you fought. This was gonna be you and I settling a score because you didn't get to become champion, but you keep my daughter's name out of your goddamn fucking mouth. Because, oh, we're cursing over here now. That's how you know he's a bigger tough guy and he's angry. Do you want to do something about it, little man? Huh? Well, you'll know where I'll be next Saturday night. Phoenix, Arizona, at SummerSlam. Will you? And Seth just takes him, he goes, You're goddamn right, I will. And Seth Gunnar just smiles at him and like leaves the ring. But yeah, Gunther, Seth Rollins, SummerSlam. Then, speaking of SummerSlam, the WWE Women's Champion Bayley, she's seen walking through the hallways when she's approached by Club Venus, who are like angrily shouting at her. And Kylie Page even, who's the speaker of the group, I guess, is like, I know you think you get to throw your weight around here because you're the big champion, but last week you interrupted our celebration when after we picked up a big victory. And they didn't pick up a victory, they lost. Never mind. I mean, you interrupted our celebration after we lost at Evolution, Club Venus bonds through those moments, and you tried to break that bond. What, because you were pissed off that, your number one contender hit you in the back of a chair? You might want to watch your back, because that could happen again at any time. And then, just as she says that, Nova does fly in with a chair and hits Bayley in the back, and starts brawling around in the hallway with Bayley. Bayley starts throwing hands back. Security comes in trying to break it up. And, referees, road agents, security, all of the whole 9 yards trying to break it up, Club Venus should, awkwardly sort of, like, shuffle away, like, oops, as Bayley and Nova have to be separated. Quick video, Batista, he's a busy Hollywood man. But, even a busy Hollywood man has to get in shape. You've seen skinny Dave Batista pictures going around in real life right now. So, he's going to sit here and he's going to squat. He's going to fucking lift. He's going to do all that shit. He's got to get back in animal physique. Ready for SummerSlam. When he faces Bronson Steiner next week. 79. That's actually also a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. Stephanie Vaquer was head and shoulders by everybody else. She got an 85. So got a 63, 55 for Zoe, 72 for Tiffany, and for Anne-Marie, and a 46 for Mariah. Okay. Yes. 6-man, 6-woman tag. Last week, the continuation of the Tiffany Stratton, Stephanie Vaquer feud. Sol Ruca and Zoe Stark sort of came to the aid of Stephanie. They have a 6-woman tag, and Tiffany's team does pick up the win here. Tiffany Stratton pinning Zoe Stark with the PME. Yeah, wrestling rating 66, crowd rating 60, second rating 79. Okay, nice. But yeah, the Blonde Barbies do get one over on Stephanie here tonight. Well, kind of, because they pinned Zoe to do it, but yeah. Then see the D'Angelo family in their fancy restaurant. Ariana brings a big tray of champagne over. She goes, there you go, Don, the celebratory drinks are in. He goes, to last week. Stacks and 2 dimes picking up a big victory. Putting that orange clown in his place. He goes, to us, the next World Tag Team Champions. And then Big Cass steps up and he goes, and to our latest bit of business. And they go, shh, don't say that so loud, Bill. You got eyes and ears everywhere. You never know when the next rat could be here listening in. but yes to that too. And everyone is like, well, Don, you gotta wonder what's next for the family. Taking care of business is one thing, but we gotta start getting some things to show for it. And Tony goes, indeed we do, Adriana Riz. And we're gonna get some things to show for it. We're gonna get some gold in the family. Kathy Kelly then, she's on the stage. We're doing one of those stage interviews this time. Her guest, LA Knight, he comes out. And Kathy goes, LA Knight, SummerSlam, Intercontinental Championship match against Jay White. Thoughts? He goes, let me talk to you. Baltimore, Maryland, your megastar is here. Now, I'm the only one here because apparently Bitchblade, he ain't here tonight. You give him one sniff of the Kavorka last week and he's got to hide his ass all the way to SummerSlam, knowing that he's embarrassed, that he can't deny the oozing machismo of the megastar LA Knight, yeah. Now last week, me and Wes, we stomped a hole in those ass boys real good, to the point where Bitchblade couldn't deny me a shot at that Intercontinental Championship. So Kathy Kelly, here's what's going to happen. SummerSlam. Phoenix, Arizona. The megastar is going to walk down to that ring. His music's going to hit. It's going to go LA Knight. Oh, yeah, I want to see you dance. I'm going to stroll my way down that ring. The bell's going to ring. Jay White, he's going to come at me. Because he thinks he's got my number, but nobody's got my number. Does Jay White? Nah. And I'm going to stomp his head into the canvas. I'm going to hit that megastar's elbow. Everybody will be saying, LA Knight, yeah. I'm not going to pick his ass up. I'm going to plunt that stupid ass goatee of his right into the mat with a BFT, a little bit of blunt force trauma, and I'll be standing as your new Intercontinental Champion with everybody saying, yeah. Then get a quick segment. The losing babyface team, backstage, sort of like just defeated. And Stephanie sort of snaps. She goes, well, thanks a lot tonight. And Saul goes, no, it's fine, we'll get them next time. And so he goes, what do you mean thanks a lot? I mean, go ahead, wrestle them 3-on-1 for all I care. Sorry for us for stepping in and saving your ass. Do you want the respect or not? Because we're going to lose it if you keep speaking to me like that. And Saul's like, Zoe, relax, she gets a bit hot-tempered after a big defeat. Stephanie sort of just glares across at her and she goes, me too. And she walks off. And Saul goes, well, what'd you do that for, Zoe? She's like, I got heated, I'm sorry. 86. Still not as good as Tay and Paxley and Mackie, but pretty good. Buddy Murphy and Orange Cassidy have a match. And it is Big Buddy Bloody who picks up the win with the Murphys Law in 15-30. 70 for Orange Cassidy, 84 for Buddy Bloody Murphy. After the match, Buddy Bloody Murphy celebrates. Orange Cassidy gets to his feet. Gentle little thumbs up of respect to Buddy Murphy. When they're both jumped by Montez Ford and Oro Mensah. Montez Ford Inzaguri's Buddy Murphy, hits that big moonsault on him. Or not moonsault, frog splash. Oro Mensah takes down Orange Cassidy because he's already lost the match, so he's the easier picking here. And then Montez Ford gives a big bow, lifts his red Solo cup up in the air. Oro Mensah, being a douche as well. As Montez Ford and Oro Mensah, looking for that spotlight that they've not really got recently. Bianca's got a lot, but Montez Ford and Oro Mensah haven't really. So, they've taken matters into their own hands here. Then cut backstage, LA Knight swaggering through the hallway when he bumps into Wes Lee, his new friend Wes Lee. Wes goes, hey LA Knight. He goes, yeah. And he goes, listen, I know we teamed up last week against those Gunn brothers. We emerged victorious. But last week, man, when you took that championship match, I kind of still thought that I was next in line for a title shot, considering I didn't get beat fair and square by Jay White. And I goes, look, kid, You got a whole lot to learn. You're a promising kid with a hell of a lot of talent, but you're not the megastar. Okay, so here's what's gonna go down. The sequel to what I said out there in the ring. But I'm gonna plant Jay White and his Billy Goat Beard down into the rat, and I'm gonna win that Intercontinental Championship. I'll give you a one-on-one fair opportunity at my championship. Do we have a deal? And Wes Lee sort of looks at the handshake offer and goes, sure. And he shakes his hand. So yeah, LA Knight offering a shot to Wes Lee should he become the Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam. 88. This is the new best match of the night. Damian Priest and Trick Williams. What a wild night of wrestling. This is one of those Raw cards that, when they leak them, but when they're announced, a couple of hours before the show, all the big Twitter accounts who sharing the Raw cards, everyone goes, this kind of looks mid, and then it ends up being a banger. Because we've got a banger Trick Williams and Damian Priest, we had a banger Mackie and Tatum Paxley, we had a banger with Buddy Murphy and Orange Cassidy, and we've got Becky and Bianca in the main event, which will probably only get an 83. But yes, no members of the grand jury at ringside. Damian Priest pins Trick Williams with the South of Heaven in 10:47. 64 for Trick, 88 for Damian Priest. After the match, Trick, he comes out, he's got all the cameras in the world. He can't believe he's lost here tonight. He sort of glares up at Damian Priest on the ramp, and Priest just shouts back at him, Emerson and Ken by his side. He goes, it's nothing to be ashamed of, Trick. It's never too late. He comes for us all. Next week, we have a couple of matches set for next week, as well as some big segments, because it is the go-home show for SummerSlam. The first match we've just got announced following the attack earlier on tonight. Montez Ford and Oro Mensah will be in action next week, and they'll be taking on Orange Cassidy and Buddy Murphy in tag team action. Plus, big SummerSlam implications on the line with this one, as Dijak wrestles Dirty Dom in singles action. If he does defeat Dominic next week, he will get Christian at SummerSlam in a one-on-one match. And CM Punk was not here tonight, but he will be here next week, and him and Cody Rhodes will both be live on Monday Night Raw, same ring, same time, face to face, ahead of their main event match at SummerSlam. And both World Tag Team Champions. We've seen Logan Paul a lot over the last few weeks, but we haven't seen KSI, I don't think, at all in TW9. But both men will be here next week ahead of their defense against Path of the Dragon at SummerSlam. And speaking of SummerSlam, we've got some new matches set for that show. Well, when I say matches, I mean just one official, and that is a grudge match of sorts between the two former WWE champions, Seth Rollins and the Ring General, Gunther. 81. It was even... Oh, I forgot about the finish, to be fair. So, yeah, 81's about right. I need to note that Tegan and Piper are at ringside for this match. Yeah, they're sitting there with on their chairs with their tag belts, just watching Bianca and Becky go at it. Because obviously Becky is their number one contender. And we get a draw. Becky and Bianca are doing their thing. And then Cora Jade and Roxy Perez rush out. One lays out Becky, one lays out Bianca. Because, they're also sort of involved in this shenanigans right now. So yeah, 90 for Becky, 84 for Bianca, 81 for the match, because, dodgy non-finish. And after the match, Bianca and, Chikara comes running out. Cora and Roxy start attacking her as well. Until eventually, they do get to their feet, and then Bianca goes to punch Cora, and Chikara goes to punch Roxy. They sort of, stop each other. And they all sort of turn to Becky in the corner. And Becky... She's in the corner, she gets to her feet, and she's sort of just come on then, bring it. And then all four of the women, being Jakara, Bianca, Roxy, and Cora, jump Becky Lynch. Tegan and Piper probably do come in to help, because, it's 4-on-1. They want to fight Becky as good as she can get at SummerSlam. But they're still outnumbered, 4-on-3. Bird Girl's music hits. She rushes out from the back. She delivers a big spin kick to Jakara Jackson, takes her down. Delivers that Nightwing to Cora Jade. Becky starts fighting out. The champions start fighting as well, taking them down. And then Tegan and Piper sort of turn around and look, stare down Becky and Lyra. Becky grabs Lyra around the neck, like give her a noogie or something. And then, they stand tall, the two teams face to face. Bianca, Jakara, Roxy, and Corbin are retreating up the ramp. And then Bianca snatches a microphone before we go off the air. She goes, "Girl, listen, that ain't how this is gonna go down, alright? I had Becky's ass beat until these two idiots ran out." And then Cora and Roxy have to glare across when she calls them idiots. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Goes, "But I think I've got a solution that benefits every single one of us here. Becky, you appear to have found your partner. Somebody who actually wants to tolerate your presence. God bless. But how about next week? You four against us four. You four, why would you want to team up? Why would you want to team up against your partners? Well, that's easy, because if you four win, the match at SummerSlam will remain 2-on-2. But if we win, it's a 4-way. '86 rated show. Yeah, pretty good. SummerSlam's rolling on right now. Next week is the Go Home show. We've got a lot of shit packed on that show. And now we'll see you on the other side for Heat. Heat kicks off with a 66 rated match. Alexa Bliss against Fallon Henley. It is 11-18. Alexa does pick up the win for Twisted Bliss. 70 for Alexa, 51 for Fallon. And yeah, just a nice little match. And yeah, Alexa picks up the win. After the match, though, is where we get a little bit of, drama. Because Fallon Henley, Mickie James has been her manager. You probably forgot that, but she is. Mickey's like in the ring trying to console her. Like, Alexa's, one of the greatest women's wrestlers of her generation. You came up short tonight. Fallon sort of snaps. She doesn't attack Mickey. She just sort of like snaps at herself. She goes, "I can't keep losing. Okay? You were supposed to help me. You're supposed to give me some of your guidance. Do that. I'm sick of being forgotten around here. I need to make a stand for myself, for us. Now get your head back in the game and be the legend that I wanted in my corner." '66 rated tag match. The Unholy Union pick up a tag team win over Kalani Jordan and Connie Ortiz. Alba pinning Kalani with a gory bomb. 73 for Alba Fire, 64 for Iona Webb, 45 for Connie Ortiz, 31 for Kalani Jordan. And yeah, the Witches are in a mini feud right now with Liv and Sonya Deville. So, give them a nice little tag team win ahead of the inevitable upcoming tag match against the two Jersey Devils, I guess we can call them. We then see 3 more NXT Japan recruits in the ring when Chelsea Green's music hits. And she comes out with herself, and then by her side are Ava Lawless and Carmen Petrovic, 2 Canadian NXT superstars. And they're all in red and white maple leaf gear. Chelsea's, she has a little dress thing in her entrance attire. That's probably a Canadian flag. She got draped down there. And she's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, ignore your eyes away from the trash you see in the ring and watch as the greatest nation's greatest exports make their way down to the ring. Myself and NXT's Ava Lawless and Carmen Petrovic, we are from the Great White North, which I think we can all agree is better than Japan. I mean, whoever came out of Japan, they gave us J-Flow and crap music and crappy cartoons and just a place where smelly people who don't wash obsess over, and it's very overrated, and it's getting on my very last nerves. So right now, myself and my 2 Canadians are going to teach these 3 Japanese losers a lesson. Chelsea Green and her Canadian allies do defeat Natsumi, Miki Miura, and Eureka Oka. Chelsea pinning Eureka with a Vampire. 24 for Ava Lawless, 34 for Carmen Petrovic, 59 for Chelsea Green, 40 for Eureka Oka, 52 for Miki Miura, and Natsumi gets a 50. After the match, Chelsea's celebrating when J-Flow do storm the ring. And they sort of just get in Chelsea's face, and Chelsea's like trying to act all tough because she's got Carmen and Ava Lawless by her side. And then they just sort of like look at each other, just shrug their shoulders and roll out of the ring, leaving Chelsea there all by herself. She goes, "Listen, listen, I didn't mean any of that, I meant that Japanese music was crap until you reinvented the wheel. God, you're just so... I can sing, too. I could be a member. Maki, Marika, Mizuki, Ten. You need Mina replaced. It could be me. I can sing. Listen. Oh, Canada. And then Maki headbutts Chelsea Green. And she, oversells and just falls to the floor and rolls to the outside of the ring. And scurries her way up the ramp. I don't know if you can tell by my voice. This is very quickly becoming my favourite feud in this entire company. It was supposed to be a silly little heat feud. Now I want the blow off to be on a pay-per-view. It won't be SummerSlam. It's far too late for that. But whatever. I'm having a lot of fun with this. 71 rated main event. That's why I picked Mako. Good work, Mako. 11 minutes and 42. Kim McQueen goes. We have a proper match here. And Mako Satomura felt like the best person who could A, lose, and B, be good enough to carry Kim McQueen to a very good singles match. Of extended period. I can't remember what her and Riott got, but this would be a very different match to Camille versus Rhea Ripley. But yeah, she does beat Mako Satomura in 11:42. 63 for Kim McQueen, 65 for Mako Satomura. And yeah, that does end Heat, which gets us a 64. The Canadians were used too much on the show. It's fine. They're not a thing. That's why I did the angle after the match where they abandoned Chelsea Green, because Chelsea doesn't need a faction. It's fine. She's going at this alone. What matters more, though, is what you thought of the show. Do let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time for ECW. See you then.